Uh, what's going on, everybody? Ultimo Gallos here. Weekend wrestling wrap up. Got one current show, two current shows, and then two classics. Classic one, not so much, but hey. Let's start with MW 85. This is the Jimmy Havoc versus Manson Warner Falls Count Anywhere in Orlando show, basically. It's going to be a hard match review because it happens, and then you'll see another match, and then the match keeps on going. So I'm going to kind of break it up. They start there brawling over the arena. They end up going outside, and each one gets a car and start chasing each other. And it goes to commercial, comes back, and then we cut to the next match. And the next match is Zeta Zhang versus Spider Lady. They're starting a women's division up in MLW now. Sadly, for us, I heard who Spider Lady is, and once she comes out and you see the eyelashes, you know it's Priscilla Kelly. And how many fans out there actually remember Spider Lady was Great Muda using the original screwdriver back in, what, 85-ish? Somewhere around there? First time I've seen Zeta wrestle, she's pretty decent. Seen Priscilla wrestle a couple times. Spider Lady's doing the mandible claw on Zeta. Ref calls her the bell because Spider Lady's got the hold locked in and Zeta's holding on to the ropes. Spider Lady won't break it. Match is over. Priscilla removes the hood, attacks Zeta going to claw. Okay match, but it felt like more of a way to debut and build the two ladies up than actually having a good match. So 2 out of 5. So when that match is over, we go back to Manson, Jimmy Havoc. And now they're in an apartment complex. They Mance chases Jimmy into an apartment turn. It's Jimmy Havoc's apartment. Manson's giving Havoc a swirly while he's there. Havoc nails Mance with a frying pan and goes for the pin while Manson's on the couch, but only gets 2 count. They leave the apartment. Manson's running out, and there's Moon Man. Moon Man's the driver. Moon Man's sipping on moonshine, but he's driving. And Manson's getting a sip of moonshine from Moon Man, and they go to commercial. And we come back. We go to the next match, which is the National Open Weight title. Hammerstone holds it, of course, from the Dynasty. He's taking on Doug James. Real short match with Hammerstone winning, which kind of surprised me. I mean, not that he won, but how it was mostly like the whole match was kind of in his favor because it felt like they've been trying to build up James, but they didn't with this match. It kind of broke him down some. 2 out of 5, nothing spectacular. Match is over. We go back to Manson Havoc. Now they're in the Full Sail University park, which is, of course, where most NXT's filmed. Moon Man ends up throwing some moonshine in Havoc's face. Manson throws Havoc in the backseat of the car, and he's trying to pin him, and Havoc's fighting. Moon Man drives off. They end up back at the arena. They're fighting towards the ring. Manson's got a staple. He's stapling dollar bills to Jimmy. They end up fighting the ring. They end up out in the ring, up on the ramp, and Manson out of nowhere just hits an acid rainmaker. Boom, that's it. It's over. Fucking amazing. It was great. 3.5 out of 5. Just totally amazing. Ending up the show. Man, that's what. So like a 2.34 for the show. Not a bad show. The 2 other matches were just kind of there, but that great brawl worth checking out. It's on YouTube. I'll add the link in the description when this is all over, but really good. Definitely worth checking out. Then my other kind of current one I watch. Let me pull that up. This would be WoW Women Wrestling Season 2 Finale Part 2. When last episode of the weekly Wrestling Wrap Up, I covered the first part of this, and I was like, my DVR just didn't get it. I got Access on Demand. If you have Dish, Access on Demand exists on there. And they have WoW. You just got to wait a few days, like 2 days after it airs, you get it. So, wasn't that many matches. There's only 3 matches. You got Princess Aussie versus Holidead. Nice superplex from Holiday on Aussie. Aussie ends up blocking the second superplex attempt, goes for a frog splash, it connects, but the Psycho Sisters hit the ring, match gets thrown out. It was crap. 1.5 out of 5, just crap. Then we got Abilene Maverick versus Steffi Slay. Supposedly this is Abilene's last match. She's even wrestling to go work like in the theatrical play industry. Steffi's a fan favorite, but she really ain't that good in the ring. Abilene's pretty decent. Steffi ends up winning, which I figured Abilene would end up losing, being her last match, but it wasn't. I've seen better matches out of Abilene before, 2 out of 5. And then we got our main event, which is, oh man, they've been building this match for a long time, and it's The Beast versus Tessa for the WoW World title. And it's just the Beast beating the shit out of Tessa, and Tessa just fighting back. And finally, Beast ends up hitting this really badass power bomb. And the Beast wins and gets the title. I was shocked. I really was. I expected Tessa to finish the season out with the title again. 3.5 out of 5. Worth seeing this show just for that match. The rest of the shows kind of skip it. 2.34 show. But man, really, really good main event. And WoW's not known for their main events. Usually their main events ain't worth the shit. All right. What we got next? Okay, this is the real classic. So, I got WWE Network right now for a little while. And I was like, I'm going to go start watching just like random old WWF weekly wrestling shows. I was like, okay, All-Star Wrestling. I saw All-Star. I thought, okay, I thought All-Star Wrestling. For some reason, I thought All-Star Wrestling was AWA. It's WWF. And this is WWF because this is July 15th. So they're the Worldwide Wrestling Federation. We start off with a tag match. It's Johnny Rodz, Unpredictable Johnny Rodz, and Jose Estrada, who the impression I get is that they've been tagging for a while, taking on Dino Bravo. Yeah, and he's got like dark hair. He's not real muscle. He's not as muscle man as he got. And Johnny Rivera. Rodz and Estrada beat down Rivera, who ends up tagging in Bravo, and Bravo no-sells like 4 punches from Rodz and hits like this really badass drop kick. And the thing about this match is that it proved to me Dino Bravo was actually pretty decent when he wasn't all allegedly roided out. By the time, I started really seeing him, he was just a big mass of muscle. He just wasn't good. Commentary, which I think is Vince McMahon Jr. I'm not 100%, but it sounds like him. It's playing up that the Rodz and Estrada work well as a team, and they do. I'm guessing they win this, but I have no clue if WWE did squash matches back in 78 or not. I didn't see WWF until like 80 or so. Rodz and Estrada just keep on beating down Johnny Rivera. Rodz loves to get tagged in and just jump off the top rope to enter the ring, like doing a axe handle or something like that. Hot tag to Bravo. Bravo beats both guys. Airplane spin on Estrada, dumps him in the middle of the ring, then picks up Rodz, airplane spins, dumps him, then pins both of them stacked on top of each other, then picks up Rivera and carries him to the back on his back. Just a fun little goofy match. 2.5 out of 5. And hey, Bravo and Estrada won. I mean, Rivera won. I thought Estrada and Rodz were going to win that. Good little match. I actually really enjoyed it. Then we get former WWF World Champion Ivan Koloff taking on Steve Jones as Special Delivery Jones. Never really seen much of either guy. And Captain Lou's managing Koloff. And it's kind of weird seeing Lou without the rubber bands all over his face and shit. I know going in, there's no way SC's going to win this match. I hope he's given a chance to show what he can do, but he really isn't. Koloff just keeps on using his strength and just power, boring-ass 70s power stuff. Every once in a while, SC will get a few seconds to like show a little fire, and boom. Lou distracts somebody. Koloff gets back in control. He tosses him outside. A fan ends up tossing a ball at brown paper bag in the ring, and Koloff just picks it up and starts rubbing it in SC's face. And there's a sloppy back body drop and then scoop slam into a knee by Koloff to get the pin. Not good. 1.5 out of 5. Not good at all. Then we get Dave Darrow versus George Steele. Kids at ringside getting autographs from Darrow when the match starts. And it basically, when Steele gets in the ring, it's just Darrow getting his ass handed to him. Steele, of course, turns up the turnbuckle and starts feeding the pad into Darrow. Steele's got a wrench or something in his hand. He hits Darrow with a couple times, and Darrow's out, basically. I looked him up, and he was like a long time WWF jobber to stars. He get like wins against some guys, but he's losing to like Johnny Rodz too. So he wasn't like, he was at the very, very bottom. He was not conquistadors. He was, power and glory. And Steele ends up locking in that lifting chicken wing he does, and Darrow just quickly submits, and Steele goes and eats some pad. And bunk ass match. 2 out of 5, not good. Wait, man. Come on, give me something decent. Then we get Crazy Luke Graham versus Frankie Williams, and Crazy Luke's got the Grand Wizard with him. Graham looks like a background extra from Xanadu or like some really cheap Roger Corman disco film from the 70s. Frankie needs a tan and needs some preparation H for all that luggage he's got underneath his eyes. Graham's trunks look like Crazy Quilt of DC Comics fan made them. There's some okay mat wrestling for about a few minutes in the middle of this, and then out of nowhere, Vince just starts praising Bob Backlund, at the time of this episode, WWF World Champion. He's like, we ain't gonna see Backlund much because he's traveling the world defending the title, India, Germany, all over the world. And really, I think during this time frame, WWF's title was only defending like the Northeast and maybe Japan once a year. Remember at the PWI Mags pulled the world title designation from WWF because they didn't defend it hardly anywhere. It was less of a world title, more like a regional title, but they had nationwide TV. So Williams makes an okay comeback, but Graham just jabs his thumb into Williams' throat twice and gets the pin. And then Graham's still laying on top making goofy eyes like, oh, shit like this. 2 out of 5, but nothing. Yeah, it was kind of bonk too. Then we get the match. It's a non-title match. It's got the current WWF Tag Champs, the Yukon Lumberjacks, Eric and Pierre taking on Tony Gurria and Chief J Strongbow. I'm like, oh. I haven't heard anything good about Chief J Strongbow or Tony Gurria. I don't think I've seen either one of them before. Heard plenty of stories about them as road agents. Seen lots of like 80s rock and wrestling era stars do impressions of them. Match starts. Gurria is boring as fuck. Black trunks, black boots, bland as hell. Strongbow gets in, and Pierre's scared for some reason. I don't know why. The crowd just loves Strongbow. I ain't figured out why. They crisscross the ring, like past each other, Strongbow and Pierre, and then Strongbow just locks in the sleeper hold. And Eric comes in and breaks it up and gets tagged. Gurria gets knocked off the ring apron, and the Lumberjacks start double teaming Strongbow. They get all 4 in the ring. Somebody's blowing a whistle over and over again. I think it's Captain Lou. I'm not real sure. The Lumberjacks end up double teaming Strongbow some more. Pierre goes and beats Strongbow near the crowd. There's no guardrail. Just got the deadly rope to keep the fans. Man, the fans are staying back. And man, Strongbow is crap. All 4 of them are outside the ring now. The ref is counting. I smell a double count out. Then out of nowhere, Jay Strongbow just gets a bar stool. I don't know where this bar stool comes and starts beating the shit out of both the Lumberjacks with it. Then Captain Lou. And the crowd just starts coming up on like 3 sides of the ring. But this hand's where the camera is, and they're fighting right here. This side of the ring, there's no crowd, but like these sides and the back, the crowd's there. And it's just Jay beating the shit out of people with the bar stool. And I'm thinking the refs called a double count out. And then Gorilla Monsoon comes out. He's trying to stop the beat out. And yeah, ends up being a WDQ. Crowd's happy because the Lumberjacks get the shit beat out with a bar stool. Captain Lou took a few shots. Not a great match, but I had fun watching it. And sometimes that counts way more than anything else. So 2.5 overall, 2.1 for the show. It was fun. It was interesting seeing some older wrestling. And, it was nothing spectacular, but I had fun watching it. It's about an hour. And my last one here. Raw, July 7th, 1997. And all I watched on this was the matches. I just skipped match to match. I love that feature because the promos and stuff, I didn't really care. First match, Taka Michinoku versus Great Sasuke. We got Bryan Christopher on commentary doing his jackal laugh. I missed the fuck out of Bryan, but man, this match is so good. It's weird because the crowd's like dead. They're not making a sound, but like Taka just wants to die, and the cameraman aren't ready to catch all the flips, dives, and crazy shit that Taka's doing. Jerry Lawler keeps on calling Taka Taco. It's like, this Taco Michinoku. Taka hits this really sweet moonsault. Well, he goes for a really sweet moonsault, but Sasuke just moves out of the way. Both guys just want to die. Taka ends up splatting on the floor outside the ring, and Sasuke does that thing where he gets on this side of the ring, and does like a flip, and then flips over the top rope and does like a double flip in the air and lands on Taka Michinoku, and the King calls him Taco again. Sasuke gets the pin after a powerbomb. Just notice he's wearing like his breast cancer awareness sash this match. 4 out of 5. One of the best matches I've seen on Raw, and I don't know how long. I was shocked at how good this was. And then we got our next match, which is Savio Vega versus Crush. Yep, this is when the Nation of Domination kind of broken up the original group. And we got the DOA, the bikers, feuding with the Boricuas, the Puerto Rican gang. Kind of fun. This is Gang Wars era. Like I said, Gang Wars era, Savio and Crush. Savio has his guys with him. Tito Santana's out there doing the Spanish commentary, which is kind of cool. Crush comes out with his guys on motorcycles. So you have, what is this? Crush, the Harris Brothers, and Bryan Lee. I think that was DOA. At this time, Savio was just so much better than Crush. He does a fast kick on, I think, Bryan Lee, knocks him to the floor. Crush ends up hitting this really stiff clothesline, which causes Savio to go outside the ring, and all 8 guys start brawling. So the match is, I'm guessing, thrown out. They don't really say anything. A bunch of refs come out, break down. The crowd just starts chanting DOA, and they're in Canada. I've realized they're in Canada. I'm like, okay, well, it was a brawl. It was barely a 2, and it was a letdown after that last match. But hey, not everything can be amazing. Then we get the finals. Whatever team wins this is going to challenge. Next week's going to challenge Stone Cold Steve Austin and a partner of his choosing for the WWF tag titles. We got the Nation Domination, which is Farouk and D'Lo, and they have Kama at ringside with them, taking on Owen and Bulldog of the Hart Foundation. It's all the Hart Foundation besides Brett, and I just realized all these Hart Foundation members in the ring, every one of them's dead. Neidhart, Davey Boy Smith, Brian Pillman, Owen and D'Lo start off, and it's really cool. And I was like, man, I wouldn't mind seeing another match from these two guys. They tag out, so it's time for power versus power. And we got a sloppy power slam from Bulldog, like really dangerous looking sloppy. And me in Canada, of course, Owen and Bulldog are the faces. D'Lo gets a few nice minutes with Davey Boy. I wouldn't mind seeing like them two having a nice long solo match. This was fairly entertaining. I forgot that D'Lo had this really nice looking suplex he used to pull out every once in a while. And JR mentions D'Lo being a CPA on commentary to counteract Lawler's comments about D'Lo being from the hood. I'm actually kind of enjoying this 3-man commentary team that's Vince, JR, and King. Farouk hits a good power slam for a 2 count. Doesn't, of course, then he gets pinned. Bulldog gets a hot tag to Owen. Owen levels D'Lo with kicks and does the same to Farouk. Then Kama pulls on the top rope. Owen falls out, hits the floor. The Hearts of the Nation are all brawling. It's 4-on-3. Owen gets back in the ring before the ref counts him and D'Lo out. So Owen and Bulldog win by a count out. Smart move by Owen, really is. Mankind hits the ring and calls out the Hart Foundation. Fun little tag match, 3 out of 5. Not bad at all. I was kind of surprised. The ending was a neat little way to end it, too. Then we get Stone Cold versus Helmsley. Austin's out first, and of course the crowd's just going extremely insane. This is one knee brace here, Austin, not 2. He has a tag team title with him, which I'm guessing he won with Foley sometime before this. I don't remember how much is there in WWE and WWF in probably 15 years at least. And this is still like Connecticut Blue Blood era, Hunter Hearst Helmsley with China, and Hunter's mentions being the king of the ring. And I'm pretty sure it's before Austin's neck got jacked up because I remember being like more aggressive and faster before that happened. Triple H gets sat on the top rope. Austin attempts a second rope superplex, but H blocks it, goes for a diving ends, getting both boots in the face. See, one time Triple H was a wrestler with a very different style. I like the faster Triple H that does power moves. This Triple H compared to the game Triple H. Crowd is divided between both the guys. They're cheering for both, kind of. Then, of course, Thesz press from Austin. And after he hits it, he's beating on H, and China just kind of leaves a red chair on the apron. The hardest part of the ring, but no announcer knew this yet. China distracts the rest of H, can smack Austin with the chair, but out comes Foley. Foley gets a chair. Austin hits a stunner on Triple H. Boom, pin. Okay, match. 3.5 out of 5. Good way to end the first hour of Raw. We come back, and it's Eric Shelley versus Brian Christopher. I looked it up. Eric Shelley's like a Quebec-based indie guy. Appears to retired back in like 2001. Worked a lot for NCW, held their Intercities title a bunch of times. Man, at one time in the mid-'90s, Brian Christopher was like one of the best wrestlers in North America, but a lot of people didn't know it. I mean, you're on YouTube, watch this. Go look up Memphis from like 95 to 97. Brian Christopher, really, really good stuff. It's Sunny's the ring announcer, and she announces the light heavyweight division match, and Eric Shelley's representing all of Canada to a loud crowd pop. And then she announces Brian Christopher, and we get clips from him versus Scott Putski from the previous week. And this is just a filler match to build up. Next week in San Antonio, it's going to be Ivan Putski and Scott Putski versus Brian Christopher and the King. Brian does this really stiff-ass short arm clothesline, does that jackal laugh. Shelley's in control, and the crowd just goes nuts. And JR brings up that Shelley's dad was Lynn Kojak Shelley because they had a bald head. It wasn't bad. Okay, way to start the second hour of Raw. Shelley ends up knocking Bryan on the ring, goes for a dive, but Bryan just kind of sidesteps it. And he tosses Shelley back in, hits the second rope for a nice missile drop kick to the back of Shelley's head. King goes on a long string of Polish jokes and how Ivan Putski is jokes. Back in the ring, Shelley nails Bryan in the face with a standing drop kick that looks really good. And then Bryan ends up catching Shelley with the second rope assisted like Scorpion Death Drop. And JR is making like comments on commentary trying to let the crowd know that Brian Christopher is JR's son. I mean, not JR, the King's son. And really, back then, who besides like young kids didn't know that? I guess maybe if you didn't watch Memphis, you probably didn't know. Up to the top rope, Bryan hits the Alabama Jam for the pin, of course. Lawler gets in the ring, helps Shelly up, then attacks, and double team from King and Bryan on Shelly. Now spike pile driver on Shelly. King asks for the mic, goes off in the crowd on the Putski. Shelly was decent. I can see why he had decent run of Quebec, but just 2 out of 5. It could have been a lot better, but it was a building match. And then we got our main event, and this is, I'm like, man, I'd like to see more matches from these guys. Goldust versus Bret Hart. And Dust of those guys that just almost all the time, he's always good. He's always really good. Like, he can do almost anything. And to me, he's better in the ring than his dad ever was. He's not better on the mic than Dusty, and I'm not a huge Dusty on the mic fan, but Dusty's still good on the mic. Crowd goes nuts for Bret, of course. He starts the match by throwing Goldust out of the ring. Just check the time, and yeah, it's going to be like a 10-minute or less match. So, yeah. Well, let's see a long match between these two, but hey. I got myself a hair note says good. No, go to cage match and see if these two had a longer match. Never really been a huge fan of Bret. He's technically sound in the ring, but his mic work to me was just bleh. DOA comes out on their bikes with 5 minutes of the show left. Goldust is making his comeback and tosses Bret back in the ring as the Hearts walk out, cut to commercial. Comeback and Goldust takes Bret outside the ring, and they're fighting outside the ring, but the DOA and the Hearts are not doing nothing. They're just kind of standing around like, hey, how you doing? Bret does what I think is a really cool-looking knee drop from the top rope, but the Russ legs and the camera angle kind of block it. I don't know why they didn't switch cameras, because they had at least 2 cameras ringside. I saw that. There's a good little bit there where both guys are just trading punches back and forth. And why has Dustin not been a world champ at least once? Hell, AEW, let him win the world title. You give me to watch it for a little while. 2 minutes left, and out comes LOD and Shamrock. They're in this gang wars thing. I don't know. Where's Salvio and the Bariquas? 1 minute left. Now, Austin's at the top of the ramp. I doubt we get a pin or submission. And I was wrong. Get a sloppy roll up from Hart for the pin. Hart Foundation hits the ring. Show ends with them celebrating. They've been more focused on Hart versus Dustin instead of just building all these stories. It's been a lot better match, but 2.5 out of 5. Overall shows a 2.84. Not bad. Enjoyed it. I might go back and watch some more older Raws like that, but that's it for now, everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I mean, if you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, share them links. Talk to everybody later.